Hi guys! We got Remy here as a special guest. Hi guys, it's your girl Caitlin here, and it is that time of the day. It is catching up with Caitlin time. It is Walt Disney World recap day, and guys, apologize for the late notice. I didn't even realize until 8:30 that I never set up the live stream. Totally my fault. Which is totally my fault. So today's episode all going to be about my Walt Disney World trip recaps and unfortunately the possible injuries I could have had. The first thing you're probably wondering is about this head scab right here, and I will explain that later. But I'm just going to say hello to everyone and hang out. First of all, if you're on Team Replay here, please go and comment your favorite thing about Disney holidays. I think that's something that I would love to share with you all, and love to learn about your Disney holiday traditions. I'm trying to fix Remy here so he looks, because he's falling down, and I don't like that. Oh, I have an idea. Do it right above my knee. Do it above my knee, and we'll just go back, and he'll sit right there. He'll be watching the screen. There you go. There we go. Make sure you guys are here for the trip recap. Also, update with Magic for Magic Makers. We still need donations. If you're able to donate, there's a couple ways to support her now. One is with Magic for Magic Makers on Venmo. That is exactly her thing. Please go and comment them and share that with us. Also, her PayPal. She is brand new to PayPal, so guys, if you want to donate that way, you guys can totally support Dana that way. And later today, I will be sharing an event I'm holding on Instagram Reels or on Instagram Stories. That's fine too. And on my TikTok. So stay tuned with that. It's going to be helping supporting our cast members. And of course, guys, please support all the cast members who do make magic for us. We're going through a lot right now. And unfortunately, a lot of cast members are dealing with mental health issues right now. So the best we can do is support her and her mission. And with that, we're going to head into the chat. We have Mr. James Ryan. Hello and welcome back from the magic. Yes, welcome back. Yeah. Sorry guys, I never streamed in the park. However, I did stream on Instagram and I did stream on TikTok. So if you guys want to check out my antics in the park, you guys can always do that. Travis, hello from Travis Sticker Co. from TikTok. Hello. Big Disney fan. Hello. And you also have the stickers too. Yes, his sticker shop is Travis Sticker Co. on Etsy. He also has a sticker that 100% of the proceeds will be going to Magic for Magic Makers. So definitely check that out. But with that, I think it's time to get into Walt Disney World recap time. And I know that Pete is streaming right now, and unfortunately, that's unfortunately a sad thing to see. I'm also here with Shelly May at the moment. Also, she's nearby. Shelly May, and also my favorite candy. So I tried a few new things, but I always pick up a classic. This is a college program memory of mine. One of my coordinators brought these in for all of us kids, and I love this. And I was like, it's so yummy. And he's like, yeah, these are gluten-free snacks. I thought it would be great to have. They're candy, obviously, but it doesn't have gluten in it. And I said, is there any coconut in it? And he's like, no. I'm like, these are so good. And it's not horrible. Like, obviously, some of the things in there aren't great for you, but at the same time, it's so yummy. It's from the Mitsukoshi store, which is one of my favorite places in all of Walt Disney World shopping-wise. It's so fun to look in there and see what's new. I just hope that they'll bring the Tokyo Disney or Shanghai Disney chopsticks from the parks and bring it in, because let me tell you, they brought some other things from Tokyo, and I would love to see the chopsticks. But anyways, it's this peach gummy candy. And it's by Sakaguri, and it's officially gluten-free. And it actually only has 16 grams of sugar, which actually isn't bad for 6 pieces of this candy. I already had 3 of them today. But they come in these little individual packets like this. And I'll show you what they look like. I'll eat them after the live stream, though. It's this, like, little orange gummy candy. It's, like, soft and it's gummy. Very yummy. One of my favorites. And with that, I think we're going to start into my live stream. So we stayed in 2 different resorts this time. We stayed at brand new resorts actually for both. One we have stayed, but it's been a really long time, like plus 10 years since we've been there. And then the other hotel is brand new to us. This is the first time we've ever stayed there. So last trip we stayed at a Town Place Inn and Suites outside of Flamingos Crossings. And for those of you who think that sounds familiar, that's where the new Disney College Program housing will be. Rest in peace, Patterson, Vista, Commons, and Chatham. Rest in peace. We found out recently that all of the housing is gone for college program kids, and it's pretty disappointing and really sad. But that's okay. Like, we have brand new housing coming. And that's where we stayed at, and we really liked that resort. Like, we thought, oh, we can do this again, and it would be awesome. So I really enjoyed that. Yes, big Disney fan. I did film. They're gonna be quick, like 5-10 minute vlogs. They will not be long. I didn't film much because honestly, this was a very, very quick trip. It lasted about 4 days, with one day, with a half day at Disney Springs. Half the day at Disney Springs, and then the first day we were traveling. So, and we worked that day. So I have videos, I have things filmed. I just don't have it put together for a vlog yet. And that will take a while. Keith, just to let you know, that will take a while. Editing for me has been a challenge for me. But I'm working on it. I am currently working on it. So we arrived on Thursday of last week. We stayed at Coronado Springs for 2 nights, and we were able to get a steal using Hotwire, their price rates, their hot rates, and was able to get Coronado Springs for 2 nights for it was either $107 or $110 a night. It was pretty reasonable. For a moderate resort nowadays, especially. And we loved this room. The room was nice and clean, hardwood floors. The TV was really nice. It was a Samsung Smart TV, which was awesome, which meant if we had Netflix, we could put it on the TV, or Disney Plus, which was fantastic. Loved that. We loved the theming in the resort too. We were in a really good location. We were in Casitas 3, I believe, and that is like right by the Grand Destino lobby, which is the big tower at Coronado Springs, and we were right by the area where the quick service was. However, it wasn't open due to the resort literally opening. The first day we were there, they said they've only been open for a day to guests. So that was really exciting for us to, be there on day 2 of opening, and welcome these cast members home, because a lot of them have returned to work since this pandemic. So it was a really good opportunity, to send love to our Disney cast team, and tell them how much we miss them, and, tell them that, hey, we appreciate what you guys do each and every day. We know these past couple of months have been pretty hard, and happy to see you making magic again. We ate, so we arrived on Thursday. We actually had no issues in the flight. We had a pretty full flight from Charlotte, but we kind of expected that. It was a Thursday, so we thought some people were flying home from business, that either, does business in Charlotte, or people who were going on vacation like myself and didn't want to fly on a Friday. And then we stayed at Coronado. And we ate at the Rick's. I think it's like a sports bar. And I will be posting a review for that on my videos as well. So I will be doing restaurant reviews. One of them is actually going to be a brand new favorite of ours for breakfast. We never thought we'd never been to this place before until we saw a video, a Facebook post about it, and we will be going there from now on, because the breakfast I had was delicious. When I mean delicious, I mean delicious. And it was probably one of the best French toasts that I've ever had. It was amazing. So first day we were there, we did Rick's, and then we went straight to bed because all of our magic would start the next day. So the next day we were at Hollywood Studios, and we decided to not do parking because we found out on Facebook that they were starting to let in people at 9 o'clock in the morning. However, you cannot start parking at Hollywood Studios until you're at the 9 o'clock time frame. So what we decided to do was we decided to do breakfast at Ale and Compass at Yacht Club. We just decided to take an Uber from Coronado Springs to Yacht Club. We were able to take some gorgeous morning shots, and I will be posting those throughout the next few months until I figure out when my next trip is, and we'll be posting that. What I got for breakfast there was the salted caramel apple French toast. And guys, that French toast was absolutely incredible, so yummy, and I really, really, really enjoyed that. That's one of my new favorite breakfasts on the entire Disney property. What was really nice was you had the choice between sausage and bacon, which I don't eat, but they gave me the option to having a fruit cup. And guys, the fruit that they gave was perfect, except for the red grapes. The red grapes were really, really, really not ripe yet, and they were very sour. But other than that, everything else in there was absolutely spectacular. They had pineapple, strawberry, blueberries, and red grapes, which was delicious. It was a great contrast, and the stuffed caramel apple French pudding. It kind of tasted like if you guys have had apple crisp or an apple tart, it kind of tasted like that, like fall apples. So it was seasoned with cinnamon and yumminess, and it was stuffed French toast. It was stuffed with the apples, and then it had a salted caramel sauce on top. Guys, so good, and I actually recommend doing that because once we finish, we had a 7:40 reservation for that restaurant, and we were out of there by at least 8:30, and then we were able to walk from Yacht Club to Hollywood Studios and got there between like 9:45, which was perfect, or 8:45. So that was perfect. We got to the park right before it opened. We went through temperature checks. We literally walked through bag check, the quickest security check of our entire lives. It was fantastic. Love that. Hi, to Philly crew. Hello. We miss you. So that's been awesome. So Ale and Compass for breakfast is a big thumbs up for a vegetarian. We'll be going to that restaurant again, and I will be posting pictures as well as doing an in-depth review of Ale and Compass because this is a brand new restaurant to our family. And man, it was delicious. My mom and I both said, we need to go to that place again. It was so good. And for me, the sensory rating is a 10 out of 10. Very quiet atmosphere. We got the gorgeous sunrise over Yacht, and it's right on the edge of Yacht Club. So you're able to see the sunrise in the morning through the windows, which was pretty to watch throughout the morning. And so my mom allowed me to sit there so I could see the windows. And shout out to Keith, who was our server. He was amazing. I forgot to give him a cast compliment, and I will be doing this after the stream. But Keith was incredible. He was a legend, Disney legend. So for those of you who don't know what that is, Disney Legend is it's a program that works for celebrities, but they also do it in Walt Disney World. When you see cast members with a blue name tag on, that basically means that they were nominated by their cast family or having nominations from their management team, and they're part of a small group of cast members who are individually recognized each and every year. It's a pretty cool accomplishment, and to have that in your name tag means that you are going above and beyond in guest service. He was awesome, and we asked him, we told him, we said, I hope your return is doing okay. Unfortunately, he was the part of the group that was working with the MBA experience. I was very sad to hear that they were not treated very well by the teams, and that's really disappointing. So we encouraged them. We said, hey, I was a former cast member. I appreciate you guys and what you guys magic for what you do. And I said, I know these past couple of months haven't been easy, and just to hang in there and keep making magic. And I can tell you, it'll come back to you, the rewards from this. I said, more people will be appreciating you more than ever. And he really took that to heart. And so we got that, and that was delicious. So Ale and Compass was a big thumbs up. We headed over to Hollywood Studios, and I did stream that. So if you guys want to go back to my Instagram, it will be there, the live stream from when I checked in. that was so much fun. We checked in. We got our temperature check. It was really easy. They just scanned your head for a temperature check, and then bag check. You only had to carry your bag through, which was really nice. The only thing they asked you to take out was any umbrellas and sunglasses cases, which are really weird, but okay. Once we got into the park, we went on to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Guys, that is one of the most unique ride experiences I have ever had in my life. And it made sense to me. When I talk about Rise the Resistance, which I have a story with that, let's just say an ECV almost caused me some injuries. Hi Noah. I'm sorry. My brain, I lost my train of thought. So we went on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We waited only about 25 minutes for that ride at open, which was great. And I have stayed spoiler free for the entire time that Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway has been open. And guys, it was worth the wait. For someone like me who appreciates the original Disney Imagineering that everyone knows and loves, that made me so happy. And the technology in that ride is absolutely amazing. The way they brought the cartoon to life, and the way they transform the characters to where it makes them look like they're 3D, but at the same time, they look like a classic cartoon you would see on Disney Channel. And I watch these shorts from time to time, so I'm pretty familiar with the format. Loved the concept of Goofy and the conductor Goofy. The trail cars, we had no idea this ride would be trackless until we rode the ride. We were like, the cars were separating. We were like, what's going on? And we saw it and we were like, this is awesome. I love this. And I trust me, I love the ride. I really enjoyed it. And I would ride on that again if I had to. We tried to ride that again, but the crowds were getting too much by the end of the day. And honestly, we were getting pretty exhausted. And unfortunately, my mom had a bad back that day. So we decided not to do that. No worries, Noah. You can watch the replay tomorrow. No worries. After Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, we decided to go to Toy Story Land because we've always rode Toy Story Mania. That's always been our family's favorite, and especially since Toy Story is the movie that made me talk for the first time, we had to go on Toy Story Mania first. And also, Slinky Dog was down when we entered in Toy Story Land. It went 101, which cast member talk, that means that the ride is down. And luckily, I knew that. So I changed that out. So we went to we read on Toy Story Mania, and it was almost 10 o'clock, which meant it was our first boarding group for Rise of the Resistance. And unfortunately, I had to play the first game of Toy Story Mania one-handed. And sad to say that I still beat my mom with one hand on Toy Story Mania, which is pretty awesome. I didn't think that would happen. And we were able to get a boarding group. We were on boarding group 64 on that first round, which was really nice knowing that there was one. And we got some positive news over the past few days beforehand that they were getting to like almost 160, 180 in board groups. So we were pretty confident we were going to be able to ride without any major issues. They didn't start allowing board groups until about 11:30. I think they had some issues before it went up. And that's great. So I really appreciate that. Once we rode on Toy Story Mania, we rode on it again because I had to do it with two hands this time and be back up to speed. I did not do well that game. I think I did 79,000 on the first one-handed. Second time I did about 120, which is not my best, but it's pretty good. And then I'll explain to you about the third one later. And then after that ride, we saw that Slinky Dog was back up. So we decided to hop in line. The line was back by The Voyage of the Little Mermaid. However, it only took like 35, 40 minutes to go through that entire line, which was actually, we were really shocked with how long or with how short it took to get on Slinky Dog. We also stayed spoiler free on Slinky Dog. We have not seen anything since the release. Since any of the ride previews, we haven't seen anything in almost a year and a half. So that was awesome. And we loved the idea. The Wheezy really made me emotional because Wheezy is one of the best characters from Toy Story 2, and I think is really underappreciated in the film series. And he's a fantastic character. And I love the detail, the nod off to the Eiffel Tower. So for those of you guys who don't know about Hollywood Studios back in the day, where Toy Story Land is currently used to be the backlot, studio backlot tour. So in the last scene, right before you ride on Slinky Dog, there's a map across the way that shows like the game board. But right by one of the tracks, there's a little water tower. We think that Imagineering used that as a way to head nods off to the Eiffel Tower that used to be in Hollywood Studios at the studio backlot tour, which was my favorite ride until it got rid of. And now all versions are getting rid of, which is really sad because I really loved that ride. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed. I'm one of the weird people that enjoyed studio backlot tour, but I loved it so much. What else? So I wrote that. We wrote alien swirling saucers. We think that's what unfortunately hurt my mom's back. But it was still a lot of fun. It was a really cute ride. Wasn't for me though. The music was a little loud to my liking, but other than that, it was a lot of fun. And then after that, we decided to head towards Galaxy's Edge. And guys, we have stayed spoiler free on Galaxy's Edge since the opening of Galaxy's Edge. So guys, it's been over a year and a half and we have not seen anything. So we walk into it. We are both not Star Wars fans. I've barely seen the movies. She saw one or two of the movies. No. That is a no. And we walk into Galaxy's Edge. My eyes are going towards all the detail that is put into the buildings. Obviously, I'm not familiar with the Star Wars universe. So walking in, I just see that you're kind of on you're in a different planet. But at the same time, I was confused because I didn't know the significance. And the problem was they were using, we couldn't ask normal questions in Galaxy's Edge, which was a little frustrating when you don't know anything about Star Wars. So we were just asking to find where the bathroom was, and it took like 3 cast members to ask. We were like, we're new to Galaxy's Edge, like to Star Wars altogether. Can we just find the restroom? That was a little awkward, but that was still fun. We couldn't go on Smuggler's Run because my mom's back was not feeling great. So we decided not to ride, and we would stay spoiler free again until we were able to ride again on that attraction. We think we can be able to ride it our next trip, but we decided a lot of people have said it's similar to Star Tours and the simulator, how it feels. So with a bad back, we thought that's not a good idea. So we decided to postpone that. After that, we got our boarding group. We decided to go to, where did we decide to go to? We decided to go to Muppet Vision. We love Muppet Vision because it has automatic captions on their TVs, which are fantastic. And I don't understand why every pre-show just has them automatically on. The next ride that had that was actually Pandora. And Flight of Passage was the next one that had a pre-show with automatic captions. So I'm like, guys, it took you this long, but I really enjoyed it. And Remy enjoyed it too. Muppet Vision is one of my favorites. And we seem to notice a difference this trip. Oh, also, guys, no automatic captioning or mirror captioning, so I could not film a video about all the captioning services that I wanted to. Also, they were doing limited devices on the closed captioning devices that I typically use. so I wasn't able to get my hands on one. But my next trip, I should be able to have that, and hopefully mirror captioning should be back by the time it's on. Now there's like a little cover that's covering the screen, which is really disappointing because I really enjoy using mirror captioning as a way for me to be accessible without being out of the norm and kind of look like I'm enjoying the show just like everyone else. But it's just adds to the excitement of the show, which makes me happy. And that's throughout all the parks. I've noticed it in Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, as well as Epcot on our trip. We did not have very many places that did mirror captioning or even had it on, which is pretty disappointing. So accessibility wise, if you rely on captioning, I would hold off on going on a trip if you completely rely on it until after your trip. So that after Muppets, we decided to get something to eat at, what did we get? Something to eat at. Oh, we decided to get a Mickey pretzel, and we sat right by Starring Rolls, the place that used to be Starring Rolls, which I wish came back in this pandemic because those cinnamon rolls were fantastic. And the carrot cake cookie is delicious. Yeah. So we did that, and then once we got out of that, we decided to go to Hollywood Tower of Terror, which is one of the... Thank you. We decided to go on Tower of Terror because that's one of my mom's favorite rides. Her only request the entire trip was for me to ride it once with her. She knows I'm terrified of heights. She also knows that I don't like thrill rides very much. So we just decided I said, I'll just do it once. I said, there's no pre-show. Are you okay with that? She's like, wait, no pre-show? I'm like, yes. No, there's no way you can social distance that room. She's like, okay. We went up there. That only took about a 35-minute wait. And we waited by the Fantasmic stage. I've been working since I've gotten back, and I've kind of not really recuperated from my Disney experience, and I'm having really bad back pain, so apologize. What else happened? Then we went on Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, which is one of my new favorite shows at Hollywood Studios. Really enjoy that show. The audio animatronic for Lightning McQueen is one of the most technologically advanced audio animatronics I've ever seen, that Disney has made from a Disney character that's not like a part of a storyline, but like Lightning McQueen was amazing. I love that show, and it was perfectly social distance. They had socially distanced outside, inside the building. They had everything spaced out. We only had one party per row, and they would section it out so everyone wasn't beside each other, which was perfect. And also the air conditioning was better in that room due to less people in it. And the cast members in there were absolutely fantastic and kind of accented the show and made it more fun, which that I enjoyed. Once we got on Rise of the Resistance. And this is when the start of my bad luck on this trip has started. And no, it is not caused that. I'll explain. So we are new to this Rise of the Resistance thing. So once we got into a boarding group, we decided to ask the cast member how this works, like how we enter. She said, just scan your magic band. It'll tell us when there's a boarding pass on your account. Is everyone in your party on it? I said, yes. She's like, you shouldn't have any problem. So we go into the first room. Go through the line. We're getting to the first transport vehicle, right? This is when my bad luck starts to begin. So this poor lady, I felt horrible. So we were in the front corner. We were in the front corner of the transport vehicle, if you've been on Rise of Resistance, at the top left corner. So we were at the very back corner, and they sectioned it out by dots with plastic protectors in between, so that way all of us would stay safe. I unfortunately couldn't see much, and there was no captioning on that transport, so I had no idea what was going on, and I couldn't understand the person because they had an accent. That's when I wished that closed captioning and MD existed, because I would have understood what a person was saying. But anyways, that's not what happened. So once we were about to start moving, We had a lady in an ACV going onto beside the door. They thought it would be easier to put her beside the door so that way she could come out very quickly and that we could keep the line efficiently for us as a group. We had a group of maybe a group of like 6 families maybe. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. But this is when it changes. So when she tries to park, she tries to reverse, but the lever got stuck on the ECV. So you would do left to go forward, you would go right to go backwards. She was trying to click the right button and it got stuck. And it made it still go forward. So if you can imagine where I'm standing at the very, 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 very side corner. So I'm the closest to the screen as you can possibly get. This lady, unfortunately, her ECV started plowing into me and my mom, and unfortunately went towards me. The wheel barely missed my ankle. It scratched a part of my ankle, which I don't know if I can still feel it. I think it's starting to heal already. But I did get scratched on the side of my ankle. And obviously I screamed a little bit because, I didn't expect this coming on an attraction I'd never been on and don't really understand. Um, my mom first response was like, "Are you okay?" And she said she did okay in silent, which I'm like, "Yes, I'm fine." And then the cast member's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "I'm a former CP. I don't need medical attention. I'm good." The lady's like, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Don't be." I said, I've had these levers get stuck on me before. It's really frustrating." And I had it happen because I worked in stroller rental for a few months. Oh, EVG, it's a ECV. You believe it's electronic. What is it? Electronic charging vehicle. That's what it's called. It's basically the motorized scooters you see in the park, but she used a third-party company and not Disney's, which are more bigger and much harder to operate. The smaller ones are much easier to put on rides. And that ride, unfortunately, that happened. And the lady's like, "I'm so sorry. I need help moving this." So I asked a couple cast members. I said, "I want to make sure I'm not injured myself more, but I am feeling fine. Like I don't feel any pain right now. Like I know I would be hurt. I would know I would be crying or sharing something." So we get onto that. We go into the next room, which is with all the Star Troopers, and that's not when I see all the pictures now. And we were confused, and then we got into the interrogation room. And we were 100% confused about that because we never knew about the Star Wars universe. We knew it was bad because of the tone of the music. However, it made no sense. So then we saw the Resistance people, catching up to us. I'm not going to ruin the story. We get into the vehicle. I immediately see a droid and I get happy because I love seeing the droids. Like I don't watch the movies, but I really enjoy the droids. Like I love BB-8, R2-D2, C-3PO. Like those are characters that are really fun, and they have a unique personality to them, even if it's something that everyone knows about. And we ride this ride, and first of all, it's trackless, which we love, because we don't get any extra background noise from the track, and we're 100% confused the entire time, but we were mind blown about how unique this attraction was, how lifelike it was. When we both got off the ride, my mom and I were like, "What did we just ride?" Yes, I would agree. But yeah, that was confusing a bit. But that's okay. So we rode that. We were like, what did we just ride on? And then once we got out of that, we tried to go on that on Mickey's and Minnie's Runaway Railway again, but the line was too long. So we decided to go into some of the shops at the front of the park, and then we decided to go home for the night, and then we decided to have Olive Garden, which was awesome. That Olive Garden was really good too. Breadsticks weren't very good, but we had We had we always order chicken scampi, but we always order the meat on the side so that way it's vegetarian most of the time for me, and then my mom can eat the chicken if she wants. So that's nice. So after that, we go to Epcot. Epcot was another bad day. Bad luck for, well, it was not a bad day. We had a very good day in the park. We could not ride forever Frozen Ever After. The wait was already 80 minutes by the time it was like noon. We got walk-ons onto Soarin', which is incredible. Soarin' on walk-on. When was the last time you heard that? I'm sorry, guys. I'm really exhausted. And then I do Epcot, and we had waits from anywhere from walk on to, I would say, about an hour. Not bad at all. We were okay with that. And that was on Halloween too. Big Disney fan. We already had magic bands. We've been to the parks quite a few times with the magic bands, so we were able to reuse them. I have a magic band called a Magic Keeper that I keep on my backpack. And it makes it really easy. And for me, I don't like things on my skin very much, except for my Apple Watch and any bracelets that I choose to wear. So I decided to not wear the bracelet just to keep my sensory overload minimal. Especially in the parks, you get sensory overload pretty fast. And if you make the right decisions about what you wear, what you decide to wear or what you decide to wear with accessories for the day, really helps you there. So Epcot evening was when our luck severely changed. So we left the park early. I'm sorry, that's not on Saturday. Saturday, everything went well. We went to lunch or dinner at Trattoria Al Forno at Boardwalk. Another family favorite of ours for the past year or so. We are totally going to this place almost every trip again. We really enjoy this place. Service was phenomenal. The pizza was delicious. I had the margarita pizza and it was so fresh. It was so yummy. The bread was delicious, and my mom had oak grilled steak. And she said the cook on it was perfect. And she said they had, and I tried the asparagus that it came with. A lot of flavor, and it was cooked perfectly, which asparagus is really hard to make when you're making it for a lot of people. So I really enjoyed that. Sunday, we went to Magic Kingdom. If you guys want to go back and watch Walt stream, I'm appearanced in a couple of times on the stream. I was waiting for Enchanted Tiki Room. We were shocked with the Christmas decorations, like all of you. When we saw that Christmas tree on the monorail ride in, we got so excited. We were like, yay, the tree is up. And for me, I was extra excited because I wasn't sure that the tree was actually going to go up. And then once we entered the park, we didn't realize that they were going to already decorate the outside. So my mom's like, the horticulture team was on it last night. And I said, yeah, actually, yeah, they must have had a really long night last night. Because they transformed the park from Halloween to Christmas pretty much overnight. We didn't have those toy soldiers up in Town Square. However, everything else was decorated. We loved that. The first ride we went on was Jingle Cruise. We never have been on the holiday takeover of Jungle Cruise. We were so excited to ride that. We loved it. And we had a pretty funny skipper. I don't remember the skipper's name, but really great skipper. We went on Pirates. We went on Big Thunder Mountain. We all rode all those 3 attractions in about an hour. And then I thought I lost my ring, but luckily I didn't. It was in the hotel room. Besides the point. We went to Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion took about 30 minutes to get through that line. Because of the extended queue and how much we walked, it did take us a while. Also backtrack to Epcot. We also watched the last performance of the Mariachi Cobre in Epcot, and I did take pictures and I sent them out to the cast members and that crew because I wanted to send the band any pictures that they wanted to keep that, because I know as a CP that final day as your cast member, it's a really special memory and it's something that you should have. Hi Josh, I am doing well. I just got back from my trip. We have a friend here. We have little Remy here. I bought him in Epcot. I had to get him. He's so cute. And I kind of want Figment too, but I wasn't being greedy. I just decided just to get it. And actually, I don't understand why they made the magnet not flexible, because I feel like it would be better if it was flexible. But anyways, he's fun. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. And then my night of travesty started. So we tried to meet Walt in the park. We seemed to not run into each other at the right time. And then they tried to Instagram message me, but my Instagram has been weird for the past few weeks or so. And sometimes I don't get Instagram messages until like 10 minutes after they get sent. I don't know why. And they saw that they left the park and they said, "We're so sorry, like, are you here any time of the week?" And I said, "Unfortunately, Sunday was our last day in the parks. Like, we were going to Disney Springs on Monday morning, and then we are heading home." He's like, "Whoa, this is a quick trip." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I work in the retail industry, and hard to even get a weekend off, let alone a week off in retail right now, right before the holiday season. It's like impossible." I would love to, Josh. I would love to, because I love my little Remy. He's so cute. And I have a pair of ears that are Remy ears that'll work perfect with this. And actually, somebody was wearing ears in the park about it. Oh, also, one of my purchases are up here. James, if you can see, I actually got that Orange Bird sipper cup. Yay! That was one of my proud purchases from this trip. I had to get that as soon as I saw it, and they were still in the park. I was like, I had to get it. Also, food favorite of the night at Epcot was the Borodin mac and cheese at the indoor pavilion. Guys, that was the bomb.com. We enjoyed that so much. We easily could have gotten 2 or 3 of those. That was delicious. We also tried that frozen apple pie drink that Steve says that isn't very good, but Mom and I both enjoyed it. We both really liked that, which I don't know what that tells about us as humans, but we really enjoyed that. And we also tried that cake pop. And actually, for us, we didn't enjoy that as much as other people have. We thought the chocolate was too much, like it was too bitter, and it was really decadent. Like, I wouldn't eat the whole thing. James, I did that on the way there. So we had a work spirit week at work, and I asked my manager on Thursday if I could just wear my spirit jersey and my purple leggings at work for Wacky Day, instead of waiting until Saturday when I'm already at the parks. I said, "Is it okay if I wear it?" He's like, "I don't have a problem with that. Like, you're leaving, so you can enjoy it." So I wore that. So I wore my Hocus Pocus jersey, and then I wore my LuLaRoe leggings, which are so soft and awesome. I love them. So yeah, I did sport your jersey. Made sure to make that. I also wore a shirt from Polka Dots and Pixie Dust that was from my 2017 trip. It has Boo to You, and it's a Not So Scary themed shirt, which was perfect for a Saturday. But we wore that on Thursday. And then at Magic Kingdom evening, things have started to turn. So we had no rain the entire trip until we get out of it. So we went to Polynesian to have a Dole Whip, because honestly, I think Dole Whip is better at the Polynesian than at Magic Kingdom Park. So we just decided to take the short monorail ride from Magic Kingdom to Polynesian, and we decided to eat Dole Whip there. With the construction, there was barely anyone in the drink, and that was awesome. We also went to the shop. We saw Ulu, which, for those of you guys who don't know, that is the Duffy and Friends collection that is from Aulani in Hawaii, which was awesome to see some of that merch. And also the Park Packs bags that are famous in Tokyo. There's an Ulu one that's actually in Polynesian, so if you guys want a cool bag, get it there. It's great for, like, if you are traveling somewhere like Disneyland where they still have paper fast passes. That would be fantastic to have in the park and have your fast passes on hand, or an ID. It's great. Really enjoyed that. And then Magic Kingdom evening, that's when things turned for the worse. So when we finished getting out of Polynesian, I decided to tell my mom that there was a trail from Polynesian to TTC where we parked. And then once we got to the beginning of the parking lot, no joke, it started sprinkling, and I knew in my heart that it was going to start pouring. Because I lived there for 6 months. So I told my mom, I said, we better get in the car fast. I said, it's going to start pouring. She's like, how do you know that? It's barely sprinkling. I'm like, Mom, I worked here for 6 months. I'm used to this by now. So I did that. So we get out of the car. We get started in that. It starts raining on our ride home back to Town Place Inn and Suites. And we got the Town Place Inn and Suites by Disney Springs property. So it's right outside Disney Springs property. If you were to go out of Disney Springs and go through that hotel street, you would make a left, and then you would go down one light, and then the next light by Olive Garden, you would make a right. You basically go straight down the road. There's another light, and then the Town Place Inn and Suites are on your right. So we went there. We actually really liked the room there. That was more spacious than the one at Town Place Inn and Suites. We felt that the kitchenette was smaller and the bathroom was definitely smaller. We didn't mind that, but there's differences to both. Like if you had families and you would like to get ready at the same time, like the one by Flamingos Crossing makes more sense. But both are great options. Like I wouldn't say no to either one of them, and I would stay at both again. So we get back to the hotel. My mom's like, we leave Magic Kingdom earlier than we thought we did. She's like, well, do you want to see if our hibachi place can have an earlier reservation? I'm like, nah, let's just hang out at the hotel for an hour. Maybe we can grab a snack downstairs, and then we can just eat it up front while we're waiting for dinner. Little do we know, it starts pouring. My mom's trying to watch the football game, and the direct TV keeps going out. So we were like, no, which is fine. And this is when the scab comes into play, guys. So we go out of our hotel room. We walk to our car. It is torrential downpour, and it's coming down sideways. And for glasses wearers, basically means that you're out of sight in like 10 seconds flat. So by the time I get to the door, I think I open the door, and I literally hit myself in the head with the car door. Not one of my brightest moments. However, my mom thought it was absolutely hilarious because I got ran over by an ECV, but I never got hurt on it. But then I get in the rain just by my decision, and then I just hit myself in the head. I don't know what kind of day I've had that day, but it was interesting. Hi, Rachel. So that was fun. So we get to the restaurant, right? It's pouring rain. My mom's like, you'll be okay. She's like, let's take some aspirin so that way you don't have a major headache tonight. And it's actually starting to create a little bit of a bruise. But it's getting better. Once we get out of that for dinner, I go to the restroom and I try to make sure this thing doesn't keep bleeding, so that way I don't have to go to the hospital and get stitches, because we didn't know how big the opening was. Luckily, it didn't turn out that way. And then coming out of the restroom, walking back, I almost fell twice to a seat, and then I almost fell out of my seat again at the table. So let's just say my coordination and balance on this trip was not great, and I also didn't have luck with ECVs this trip. So, and I told Pete on a live stream recently, I'm like, head tip, don't turn up the speed on your scooter, because if it gets stuck and you either can't reverse or can't go forward, you will cause less harm to people. And I said, not in the main streets, but just on rides. Be careful about that. And he's like, I didn't know that was an issue. I said, watch my stream tonight. I explain it all. It's a really fun story. So that was fun. But overall, I had a really fun trip. I'm going to do vlogs and in-depth things throughout the day. We did Monday morning at Disney Springs. And we got to experience Terralina, which used to be Portobello's back in the day. We really enjoyed that place. The bruschetta was delicious. The bruschetta had the thing that made it unique is they used basil pesto in their bruschetta, which was absolutely scrumptious, and it was perfectly cold. The toast was perfectly crispy, delicious. Loved that. And the margarita pizza was so light. We forgot that it was even pizza. Like the sauce was just tomatoes, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on top, a little bit of basil and fresh mozzarella on top, and it was scrumptious. It was one of the best meals at Disney Springs I think we've had in a while. So highly 2 thumbs up for Terralina. We really enjoyed that. There was actually tons of options for vegetarians. They had not just pizza options, they had a margarita, and they also had a wood fire mushroom pizza on their menu. They also had a couple pasta options that they could make accessible for vegetarians. Like for instance, like some of them you had a meat sauce, but you can substitute it for marinara, which was really great to know. And I think there was like at least 2 or 3 appetizer options that were completely vegetarian accessible. So if you want a thing for the entire family and you have somebody on your trip that is either vegan or vegetarian friendly, please go visit Terralina. Thumbs up for that place. We really, really liked it. And it's hard for me to like a new restaurant because we love Blaze so much. We really enjoyed that place and we will happily go there again. Atmosphere was great. It was right by the water too, so you were able to enjoy Saratoga Springs a little bit, which I love that place. It's kind of really fun. And sometimes after my shifts, sometimes I would just sit there and stay at the bus stop and I would intentionally miss the bus just to hear the background music and the calm and the aura of what is Saratoga Springs. Fantastic. And our flight home was pretty full also. We never had issue with turbulence on this flight, which was phenomenal. However, I had a really hard time hearing on that second flight. My hearing completely plugged, which basically meant I was deaf for almost an hour and 45 minutes. That was fun. And I told my mom I couldn't hear anything of what the captain was saying, what the flight attendants were saying in the flight, which is bad, but at the same time, I was able to make some magic and draw something for a cast member. I would grab it, but I'm not close to it. But I will be posting it on Instagram and on Twitter because I'm posting it as a cast compliment to all the cast members, but especially Matt at Coronado Springs. Shout out to you, Matt, if you're watching this. I told him I have a YouTube channel. And I said, my mission is to help cast members and to share, my disabled Disney life with a lot of people. And I said, Matt, you're one of the definitions of what a cast member should be. He went above and beyond. He told us where we could get dinner at Coronado Springs. He drove us to our room. Because he's like, where are you going? He's like, I said, we're at Casitas 4 and 3, and he's like, I'll drive you there. My mom's like, I parked my car here. That's where security said to park. And he's like, well, there's parking right by your area. I'll take you there. So he drove us there. He made sure that he got us directly to dinner that night, and that was magical. That was a great way to start our Disney trip. And Matt really helped us a lot. And I definitely want to make a letter and send a letter to him, to guest services, to give that to him because he was absolutely incredible. So with that is my Disney trip, guys. Overall, wait times were fantastic. Their precautions were still great. Everyone was wearing masks. I've only seen a couple of cast members telling people to wear their mask. If not, they totally forgot and they just would put it back up immediately. Most people were actually following the markers on the ground on my trip, which I was happy to report because Walt and Melissa told me there were some issues with that. I saw a couple people on the trip. Walt and Melissa, of course. I also met Prince Charming Dev, and he knows about Dana's efforts. He's going to try to help us in our mission of helping cast members, which is absolutely incredible. I told Dana, I said, Prince Charming Dev, who almost has 100,000 subscribers, has heard about you. I said, you might want to connect with him. I think it would be huge for Magic Makers if you could have ability to help. We also have a long-time viewership of See You Real Soon. That is Joe and Ashley. I watched them before, just after they got married, and have their fun Disney trips alone. But now they have 2 kids now. And I saw Ashley in line for Winnie the Pooh. I never got to say hi because I wanted them to enjoy the rest of their day. But seeing them in line after watching them since like 2012, that was magical to me to enjoy that. And that was a lot of fun. So with that, I'm going to end there. Guys, I have a couple of announcements that I want you guys to hang tight for. If you guys are on TikTok, please follow me there because next week, Friday, which is today is the 6th, that will be a week from today on November 12th. Mark your calendars. I want you guys to dance with me on Instagram stories or on TikTok. We're going to be sending love to as many furloughed or laid off cast members as possible through this pandemic. A lot of them are starting to have issues with mental health now, not seeing the end of the tunnel. And we definitely want to show as guests how much we care about them and how much, the world is not the same without them in it. And especially financially. That's why I'm trying to help Dana, trying to help places like the Cast Member Pantry. I'm thinking about putting together a movie marathon where I'm live for like 5 or 6 hours, and then all the proceeds from my PayPal will go directly for Magic Makers and Cast Member Pantry. That's something I'm thinking about, so if you're interested in doing something or helping provide something, let me know. You guys know how to reach me. That would be a lot of fun. I'm also in the plans of doing a fun little collab. I can't announce anything yet. But once I get something in tech or it does come out, I will let you guys know as soon as possible. And make sure you guys support some of my friends. Pete McDevitt is live with a live chat. Don't know if he's still live, but if he is, please don't do that. We are the hype train before Dole Whip Dad and his Disney Pins Live. So make sure you guys using the hashtag Blue Crew Invasion to make sure you guys know that I'm invading his stream with love and positivity and my magical self to them. And also you can do that for Monarch Moments as well. Monarch Moments is also live tonight. Use the hashtag Blue Crew Invasion on that. Also, please go support Pete McDevitt. On November 25th is going to be his Pixar announcement for all the people who have been nominated for this cycle. And December 25th is going to be the actual awards night where awards will be given, which will be really exciting. Also, December 20th, they also are doing the night before Christmas poem reading. And I believe he said on the stream that he had about 50 to 100 creators in the works for this. And people really enjoy that. So with that, please go support some of my friends. Please stay up on social media. I usually share most of my favorite creators and what they're up to. And please help me get to 250, guys. I'm 3 away from 250 right now. I really appreciate your guys' support through this, and I appreciate you guys' patience with me. I did not want to go live in the parks, especially since this was a very short trip. But on my next solo trip, you can bet on it that I'll be streaming in the park, and I'll be sharing you more about my accessibility life and maybe some of my cast member journey with you guys, which will be a lot of fun. So with that, as cast members always say, have a magical day, everyone. Make sure you guys send Blue Crew Invasions to all of my favorite people. Dole Whip Dad, the Mickey Bunch, who are together on a stream in about a couple minutes here, as well as Monarch Moments. And of course, have magic in every single day. Support the cast members who make magic for us right now, especially during this holiday season. And as always, have a magical day, everyone. And I might end all my lives on TikTok, and I will do the same here. Love you guys so much, and have a magical day, everyone. Bye.